Today is the last day of 2020. Thank Christ. So how do I spend my last day in 2020? Well, putting up new curtains because that one looks absolutely rank. And I should have been doing these quite a bit. But guess what? I have been very fucking lazy. Oh, and new toilet seat cover as well. And new mat. Clean for 2021. Oh, that was a terrible burp. Oh. I still feel fucking achy. My side looks a little bit, but the other side, yep, looks a little bit cleaner. So, you know what? That's good. And also as well, living room, somewhat decent and clean. Best I can do. So, it is the end of 2020. Fucking hell. I feel as though I need... Hang on, what time is it now? You know what? I don't care. 2 seconds. I'm gonna get myself a beer, so 2020. This has been a very, very challenging year, physically and mentally, and that's just added on top as well the pandemic that was going on. And it's quite surprising really on how this year has been playing out, on what's been happening, what's been occurring, and again with everything going on with this pandemic and what has been reached out, because at first we didn't know much about this pandemic, and then come March, then that's where it all just shook the whole world, not only through retail but everywhere else. A lot of places were affected. The healthcare workers, the hospitals, they took the biggest hit ever because of the numbers that came in with people testing positive for COVID. And while all this was happening, we had people in offices and those with power just deciding to think, it's all good, we'll just do it this way and we'll be fine. So that kind of screwed us over quite a bit. A lot of us were affected by this in many ways. Chris, for one hand, he was out of his second job for a good while because they had to shut down the casino just to get it up to CDC guidelines, and even now it's back open and such. Let's just say my mate and my husband can both agree that the casino is... they're done with that. They really are. So, we'll see how it happens for the next year, or where we go with that one. But, with other things going as well... So I had a message from Chris. Other things going as well, we had this pandemic. A lot of people scared. We had that... Ooh. You imagine... But interesting things that came out of it as well. We saw majority of people being nicer to the community, helping out within the community. We've seen people giving praise to those in which had to still work during a pandemic. The essential workers, the carers, the healthcare workers, those were considered health and essential to help keep the community running, to keep cities running. They are the ones which we be given our thanks to. And every time I had someone who is either an essential worker or someone that works in a hospital, being a doctor or a nurse, I would serve them, but I would also give them my full-hearted thank you, because without them we don't know what the fuck this pandemic would have done to us in the long run. A lot of places had been closed down, a lot of events had to be shut off. PAX East was one of them in Boston, in which that sucked. I would have loved to have gone to PAX East again. I haven't been in PAX East. I haven't gone to Boston in so many years. I would love to have gone back with Chris. And as well as that, the Sterling Renaissance Fair, that is something in which they had to make virtual, but they had to do what they had to do. It's safety, not only for themselves, but also for the community, and that's where majority of places are. It's safety for the people before anything else. Me, I know I'm tooting my own horn when I say this, I did not see any break any time when working at either one of my jobs at the time. I would go there, I would do my shift, I would never call out unless I was feeling terrible about myself negatively. And I had days where you've seen I've been negative about myself. And funny as well, one panic attack in when I had my position as manager with my recent job, a panic attack and also a breakdown, because it got to a point where I don't think you guys have ever seen it, not in the vlogs, where no, I think you did. I had a breakdown when we had the situation with the internet in the house in August. I remember that. But at the same time, off the vlogs, I had days where I just sat there and I just broke because it was so much to deal and I couldn't handle it. And it really does suck when there's nothing else you can do. You can only just try and power through, keep the same smiling face to say, hey, we're going to get through this, please be safe. And then you see that people aren't following guidelines and you think to yourself, what's the point? What is the point in any of this during a pandemic? And with recent news as well from Mitch McTwatty Connell, who have decided to block raising our stimulus check to $2,000 because he thinks that $600 is enough for us to live by. This year has seen a lot of things happen. A lot of stuff in which I still am confused by, like with shows. I'm a Celebrity Get Me Out of Here still having their show, but in Wales, which makes me think that's not setting the right message to people out there. We should be more secluded, we should be socially distancing with ourselves and just keeping ourselves safe. Having them close together is something we should not be doing. Stuff like that, shows like that, it's like, and you can say, oh, they got tested, they're fine, but no. If they're trying to take a message to the audience out there, it is, please be safe, please wash your hands, please wear a mask when you go out in public and everything like that, social distance. A lot of things to learn within this year for 2020. And like I said many days ago when I did the bloody late night show with Jamie Hughes, that one episode for the pandemic, thanks to the inspiration by Stephen Colbert, is that I really hope that what we learned this year we can take forward into the next year to better ourselves. Because one thing's for sure, that 2021 is going to teach us one thing. At the stroke of midnight, we're not going to see this disappear instantly. There's no magic bullet. Yes, we are starting to get vaccines. It's going to take some time. But I really hope in 2021 a couple of things happen. First off, it turns out to be a boring year, because after everything after this year, I think it's best safe to say we all need a fucking break from it. We all need a break from this year. And 2021 should be the year where we can just sit back, relax and say, we're not going to fucking worry about it. Let's just let it be boring. I hope we can have that. But I hope for 2021, the stuff that we learned from this year alone in 2020, we take forward. And when this pandemic dies down as well, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not in the next year, but when it does die down, we can take on what we learned through this whole experience to help better ourselves as well as the community, to really open our eyes on what we can do to help ourselves. I really hope so. And this next year for 21, we don't know what may happen. In 2021, I will be doing these vlogs for another 9 more months. And that's it. That'll be the end of what's occurring. That'll be the end of Jamie's blog, and that'll be the end of me for daily vlogging. What I'll do after that, I don't know. I just hope that for the next year, you guys are there to see it with me to the end. All the good and the bad, like you have for the last 10 years. Thank you for making this year and all these 10 years so memorable. So, at the stroke of midnight, 2020, it's out the door. Usually people say 2021 is going to be my year, 2021 is going to be the better year. I don't think so. 2021 is going to be a year. What we make of it, it's up to us. Thank you guys. Thank you. Right. Bit of cleanup done. I'm going to spend this last few moments with my best mate, and we're going to do what we do best, and that's fuck around on 14. Well, there we are, 35 seconds. And I think it's best said, on behalf of everyone, from my family and all of my friends that have been affected by this year, I can strongly say the following message as a goodbye to 2020. Get the fuck out of our lives! I'll see you guys tomorrow for a brand spanking new year. And what will happen then? Who knows? Until then, take it easy, guys. Nasta.